Ayo, what is going on, guys? Alejandro here, and welcome back to another episode of Magayon. In this episode, we're going to be doing the first city of Magayon. The first city in the sense that this was the first city. If there was like a history, like a timeline for this is the first city. And I think this is like the first city that I've built in game. And yeah, this city is the capital city of the region of Magayon, because Magayon is not a single city, but it's like a region, and then it's comprised of many cities and towns. And this city that I'm building here will be the capital city. For those of you who aren't familiar with the series, let me give you a brief explanation of what Magayon is. So, Magayon is a city skyline series taking inspiration from various Southeast Asian cities, mainly in the Philippines, but for now we're taking a lot of inspiration from Manila and the various places around it. So, if you're familiar with Manila, you'd see me build this road along the bay, and that is, in fact, Ross Boulevard. But yeah, instead of copying things from the map and such, I'm actually basing the main city from a plan of Manila from the 1900s. Yeah, so this is the Daniel Burnham's plan for Manila, the 1905 plan for Manila by Daniel Burnham. So if you aren't familiar with my last series, which was Calihadria, I used his plans for the city of Chicago, and that's where I based off my series Calihadria. But sadly, the series felt short because I didn't have the proper equipment at the time, and then just continuing it was a little bit hassleless because the save game was a little bit old and the mods didn't work. So yeah, and I changed the computer. So anyways, getting back on the topic, what we're doing here, we're now building the roads. Well, we're basically we're just building the road layout and laying out where things will be and what will be there and what the things will be. You know what I mean? Laying out, planning out things, laying the foundation for what we'll be doing in the next episodes. So yeah. So I'm building out these roads, and as you can see, they're not like grid and they're not like organic. They're like a mix of both worlds because we get the best of both worlds. I'm sorry for that, for your ears. I would like to apologize on behalf of all those who are listening for my singing voice, because I have a cold today and tomorrow. Every day I have allergic rhinitis. It's sad, but it is what it is. We have to work with what we got. And speaking of working with what we got, we're just working with the space we have in this map. So the scaling of Magayon as a whole is way down, because we're not fitting only a single city, but rather a collection of cities and towns, and filling in like the areas, like filling it with a lot of different environments, like having a mix, making it diverse. Yeah, that's the word that I was looking for. Making it diverse, even though it's just a single map. It takes inspiration from $2.20s recent series, his last series, which was Marble Mountain. I think he's still doing it, but he's been focused more on Oceania, and I'm not complaining because Oceania is an amazing series. So if you want to watch it, I'll have it in the link under. It's gonna be in the link in the description. Yeah. Anyways, getting back on what we're building. So I'm just laying out these roads, extending them, and I actually only took from the plan. I only took the side across the river, which is Pasig River, the main river of Manila. And yeah, only this side, because on the other side there is Tondo, which was another city before, another town or barangay before the Spanish came. So a little bit of backstory. If I haven't, have I told you this, Rhett? Because I have so many takes recording this because I have been distracted so many different times, but for you it's continuous. But anyways, so yeah, an alternate reality where in the Philippines was never colonized. Yeah, did you know that? So yeah, that is what Magayon is. It's an alternate reality where in the Philippines was never colonized. So which means we have a little bit of creative freedom, so we can incorporate fiction with reality and blend them together And yeah, this like, it gives me a certain degree of freedom, but also makes me, we still have to be grounded in what's real to make it feel real. But yeah, we're just getting the essence and the ambiance of places, not like the exact look of it. You know what I mean? That's essentially what Magayon is. So yeah, I'm going to be extending this entire road network to the right side, but not everywhere. I'm going to expand it everywhere except across the river. Across the river, it's going to be more natural, and I'm thinking of that hill on the other side of the river to make that region there more hilly, to add some variation and to make it a little bit more, interesting, because the land here is a little bit flat. So, and also I think I'm going to be changing up the roads on the farther away from the city to make it look more natural or fit in with the time period. Who knows? We'll be changing some things. But anyways, getting back on what we're building here, this is the walled city, which is Intramuros. Intramuros was the head of government during the Spanish era. This is where the Spanish conquistadors decided to stay. And if you didn't know, this was actually where the ruler of Manila lived. Raha, where's that? I'm reading off of a list. Raha Lakandula, I think, and that's where he lived. He lived on top of the highest point, and he lived on top of a hill, and then that hill then became the church inside Intramuros, I think. I don't have that. I did some research, and I was very much interested in like the relationships they had with other countries, what would happen if the Philippines was never colonized, like a lot of things, a lot of this, a lot of that. And I will be diving deeper into each part of the history in each episode that we go through. So yeah, I'm going to be diving in the old city, like the old walled city, a little bit of fictional history for that, and also the new capital, which you saw like a little glimpse of the capital on the right side of the screen right there. Those are the buildings. I was just trying to get a sense of scale, trying to make sure that the buildings that I have on hand, like from the workshop, do fit it, like, because it's super scaled down. So yeah, we're just gonna play with a little bit of magic on that. So that right there on the right side, stay tuned. I think it's gonna be next week, like in the middle of May or something, and also have things planned in the future. So if you want to be updated whenever I upload a brand new video, well then consider subscribing and hit that bell notification so you'll be notified whenever I upload a brand new video, because I have a lot of things planned, and the only thing that's limiting me from these are schoolworks. But we'll do it. I have more fun playing this game rather than actually doing what I need to do, which is a little bit wrong, because I should be doing those, but I don't have any incentives for that. As compared to like City Skylines, an incentive I get is I enjoy it and people watch it, and hopefully I get money off of it, as compared to what I get from school, which is stress and stress and stress. I learned some things, but the things that I learned from this online learning and such are the only things that I've known before. So yeah, I'm not learning anything. I'm not learning that much as compared to here. I learned a lot about history, learned about a lot of urban planning, architecture, and all that kinds of stuff. So yeah, getting back on what we're doing here, I am building the Port of Manila. Yeah, so another thing that's going to be happening in the next episode is the Port of Manila. But this one is going to be the passenger port, because on the other side of the river, there is another, I don't think it was designed to be a port in the plans by Daniel Burnham, but yeah, I decided to make that side the new port, the cargo port, and this is where people land and stuff. This is more touristic side. But anyways, here we have the, I don't know, is it the National Library? I'm not sure, please. But anyways, that building right there is like a government office or something, and that sits right across the river, right across the roundabout, which is going to be a very major area, because yeah, the city is designed around parks and stuff, making it look beautiful, because the Philippines was known, I was called the Pearl of the Orient Seas. The Philippines was the best place if you want to find like the highest quality of living outside of Europe. Highest quality, I don't think highest quality, like the most luxurious or something, I'm not sure. But anyways, my god, my accent changed. Why did I sound like I'm from California, like Californian girls, you know what I mean? So this river right here, oh my god, this river is so wide. I would like to ride a boat under it, but I'm not sure, because yeah, I'm going to be building the specifications of these places in later episodes. I'm just laying everything down. I'm planning on having a ferry system going all around, a park system on the other side of the river, because on this side there's a road, and I'm gonna be filling. It's gonna be dense. The center of the city is gonna be dense, but low rise, so we won't have huge buildings in the on that this where we're building right here. Instead, we're gonna be having the bigger buildings on the peripherals of the city, along the waterfront, and across the river, because this one is a little bit older. So we're gonna have a little bit more older European style buildings, because why not? A lot of buildings, even though places were not colonized, they still adopted that, because that was the international style of buildings during the 1910s and 20s. Yeah. If you have any suggestions on the history of of Magayon, which is based on a Philippines never colonized by Spain or anyone. I think Japan would have colonized it at one point, but we beat them or something. But anyways, here is another important area, like a radial point, a centerpiece. Yeah, let's call it a centerpiece. This is I decided to make this into a train station because of its location at the center of everything, because most of the development is going to happen on the top of that, on the right of that, and everywhere. We're going to be building everywhere, so yeah, stay tuned. I keep saying stay tuned because, filler words. I'm not a native English speaker, but because of American colonization, I kind of am. It's my second language. It's the Philippines' second language of everyone. So if you go to the Philippines, everyone there understands English, and most people know how to speak English. And basically American, America. Anyways, so you see me here placing down these narrow roads. I'm just filling everything in so that it looks complete, and I will be changing those in the future, because this is a little bit farther out in the city. But I think that on the far end, there's like a river there, and there's like SM, which I built in the last episodes. Across that interchange right there, I'm going to be extending that expressway, and along that expressway, we're going to be building BGC or something. I don't know. It's going to be inside. It's a landlocked place, but if you don't know what BGC is, it's like a redeveloped. It's a redeveloped port. I know it's a redeveloped fort by the Americans, Fort Bonifacio. That's where they stayed during their stay in the Philippines, Fort Bonifacio. And they have a lot of forts, a lot of American-owned bases. Yeah, that's a word. They have a lot of bases. So it's an American base converted into a new urban center, which is the heart of Taguig. That's like the financial center of Taguig right now. And I've been to BGC once, and I would gladly go back there, because not only is it walkable, the buildings there are huge. I mean, the buildings there, they have a lot of skyscrapers. Another cluster of skyscrapers in Manila. We have a cluster near Manila Bay. In Manila, we have a cluster in Makati, Ortigas, Taguig, which is BGC, yes, and many others scattered all around the area. Did you know that the triangles, like East Triangle, West Triangle, in Quezon City was supposed to be a giant park? I'm also going to be taking inspiration from the 1950s plan of Quezon City. So is there a picture of that? Yes, as you can see, that was after the World War II. That's where the new capital would have been, because the plans for like this, what I'm building here, didn't come to life. So they made a new one for Quezon City because it was a better place, and it wasn't as developed as Manila, so it was easier to build on. But sadly, Philippines and other countries, things don't always go as planned. What happened during the 2016, people were like, yay, and then now they're like, oh my god. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Some things are better left unsaid. But anyways, now I'm building the walls of the walled city. I'm using this Chinese Forbidden City Beijing type of wall thing, because I found it in the workshop, and these are the most suited for this era, because other walls that I've found are like for bigger, like the Forbidden City, which has red brick, and I have like European ones. So yeah, since I wasn't opting for a European feel, I used this one instead. So yeah, it's from Intramuros, and on those sides, I think these are defense things. This is where the archers or something people stayed, and then those are gates under it. But now it was like destroyed during World War II, but they reconstructed it or something, and they built like a pathway over it, open to the public. So yeah, a little bit of backstory there. And yeah, you can walk around this entire wall in one go. You can go from one place to another, go down, and it's a very, very nice tourist destination. And the entire walled city will be car free, and it's going to be walkable. So yeah, as you can see, the roads that I have there are the red brick roads from Singapore red brick roads. Yeah, but I don't think the roads themselves are walkable. They're just red brick. Yeah, people still have to walk on the other side, on the edges, on the sides of the road. But yeah, now you're seeing me build these weird extensions or protrusions, because this asset needs to have like only 4 segments long, so that the thing won't look too stretched. That's what it said on the workshop. But anyways, this video is sadly coming to an end, and I'm just finishing off this walled city, but I'm going to be building it in the next episodes, and on later episodes I'm going to be building the head of the country, the head of Magayon, the capital, which I'm so excited to build. Anyways, if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up, comment down below any suggestions or what you want to see next, because I read all the comments. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. But if you want to support me even more in making higher quality videos and continuing making Magayon, then head on to my Patreon page, patreon.com/Calejandro, and become an official citizen of Magayon, get exclusive content and a shout out at the end of the video. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope you've enjoyed. This is Calejandro signing off. Bye. Bye.